Dank. It's time for the Wicky Woo Shower Show. Wicky Woo, we can make 60, yeah, that's okay. So, seeing that this is a topic that Dank wants to watch all the time, since he's using the Dr. Sasquatch soap emojis with the word Wiki on it. I'm presuming that this is what Dank wants to watch, my sexy godlike body. Well, Buddha's a god, isn't he? Or some stuff like that. Actually, Buddha's not a god. Think of Buddha as a Morpheus-like being, who wants to free you from the matrix of illusions. And so this is actually waterproof. This is a Philips shaver. It's actually pretty waterproof. So this is actually the first episode in 2 years. Let's turn on some studio lighting here. As you can see, I finally got the cleaned up there. I cleaned the fan up there. So let's turn on the fan. This is some ambient sound here. See? It's I finally cleaned it over the 2 years. Same old glass. Now this gets more sticky. Because if you remember last time in 2019, the little bar at the bottom kind of snapped off, and I'm not sure if it's there or not, but that's not exactly. But let's look at this cascade. You guys haven't seen the cascade in a long time. So, woo! Da-da sing, da-da sing, da-da sing, da-da sing. So what has changed these past 2 years with you guys? I'm still team killing over Scone, even though I've been they're hunting down my kingdoms. They're hunting down my accounts. They're hunting down my accounts because I'm doing such an awesome job of team killing everyone. All these new players come on, they're instantly dead within 24 hours of killing. You see, this machine is waterproof. My other shaver is not waterproof. No. So the post-COVID episode, because the group home manager is not able to go on vacation these past 2 years. That's where I was. I couldn't really take over the master bedroom, which is theirs, the team of the group managers. So far so good. These videos have not been discovered yet. Group home. But I'll be moving out of the group home pretty soon. I finally found a girlfriend. We went to Banff just recently. We just came back from Banff last night. Spent some nights over in the Best Western on Martin Avenue, on Martin Street or whatever it's called, right next to Hostel International. We also went to because they had vacancy that night. We had no vacancy that night. We couldn't stay a third night. My girlfriend's sister-in-law is coming in from Toronto. They're from Vietnam. So they're trying to move to Canada, and they're trying to save as much money as they can to move out with them. So maybe we'll be seeing a new episode in a different time zone. And a new episode in a different set. Who knows? I have to use all the different gears. Low, medium, high gear. Because, I think it's a superstition where the gears get lonely if they don't get used. Right? I finished schooling this past two years. I finally finished my disability studies. That's why I was able to get a job. And you guys say that I'm some kind of a Wicky Woo kind of a parasite. I'm not. I'm actually saving up, and I've actually been taxed these past 2 years. Taxed quite well, which is good because it gives me a chance to contribute to the system that's keeping me alive. It's not like I want to take it. It's just that I have to get back, right? What else these past 2 years? Oh, that Martin fella. Well, I told you that last time that Martin kept on using me for grades and kind of wanting me to help him graduate, and he doesn't even acknowledge us helping him. He claims that he did this all on his own. That's bullshit. Really, he graduated on his own in a year-end speech. But we helped him. He doesn't acknowledge us. You know, so kind of makes me wonder just how much more I can actually support him. Well, I just gave him some money because the last time I gave him some money, he was taking a stamps who haven't came back. You know, he was going to be evicted from his home, his house. So I helped him get. I loaned him some money to help him secure that month's rent before he gets assistance from CUPS. I don't know. I don't know about that guy. I mean, he keeps on coming up with all sorts of stories saying that he can't, he can't. I mean, he just told us the story about his nephew or something. No, his daughter's half brother dying or something and putting her into some kind of depressed funk. So, depressed funk. So, he's unable to get back. So then I helped him out because he decided to go back to kind of bring her to Alberta. From driving all the way to northern BC. But then he finds out that his best friend has died. His childhood friend has died. So he draws an additional 300 or so to go to Saskatchewan to go to the funeral. Then he finds out that, I haven't heard back from him in a few weeks. And he drops his phone into some kind of body of water. And so he just has to get a new phone. But in addition, so in 2 weeks to kind of recover from that, and then he tells me that he says his nephew in back home in from Saskatchewan, his nephew has a wedding, so he needs money to go to that. So I lent him a small amount. No, actually, did I? No, not this time. I said not this time. I made up a funny story saying that because I'm on disability, I'm on disability that the government's locking it all up, in a kind of guarantee kind of a way. It happens, and then hopefully this time will be the last time. I doubt it though. The more water's cascading down this glass. It's wonderful to look. That's one of the wonderful things I like about this camera. Is it's a new camera. It's a new phone. My old phone finally died out, so I have to take this new one. This is roughly around 2019-ish, so kind of miss the old phone, but out of the old, into the new. It's not exactly a G5, but that's okay. I don't really need a G5. I don't really need the best of things. I'm kind of a pack rat. I kind of keep on old stuff. Old stuff as well. So I didn't see. So how has these past 2 years been treating you? So yeah, it's been treating me pretty well. I've got a good job over at the blankety blank part-time job. I do studying. I do studying to get my. The only place that will accept my BBC education is my BBC is AU. OW, that's what it's called. And the OW, this gives me a chance to go online when I have all this time. Recently came back from a trip to California, beautiful state. To Malibu of all places, the beach community. Just north of Malibu is across the canyon with big mountain things. Is the city of Thousand Oaks, which is Very pretty much a gentrified, as my brother would call it, a bougie kind of a place. Very clean, very upscale. I might want to actually move to a place like that. Yeah, I can't afford it. You can't afford paradise, Palisades, and these past years we kind of tore each other's, as Americans, Canadians tore each other apart. You got the trucker convoy, you got the storming of Washington convoy, you got all sorts of. So I actually filmed myself making a parody of the Ducky Trucky song. It goes, we got a great big convoy rocking through the night. We got an undead convoy rocking through the night. We got a dead convoy rocking through the night. We got a great big dead convoy rocking through the night. Come and join us in the dead convoy. Nothing's gonna get in our way. Join us in the grave, and that's where we'll stay. Convoy, yo 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 yo. Oh convoy, yo 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 yo. Oh convoy. Trying to kind of mock the convoy. Actually, that's what the movie's called. It's called Convoy. It's one of those old 70s truckers, bikers, road movies, such as Cannonball Run, Smokey and the Band, and those other redneck films that are popular. The Fall Guy and those Dukes of Hazzards. Basically, you know, the truck movie, the car movies. There's lots of other car movies out there. Throughout the whole genre of it. Back in the 70s. CC Rider by Easy Rider. No, it's Easy Rider and CC Rider. That's the one with the Peter Fonda, right there. Cool. It was about Peter Fonda, but he was also starring in Easy Rider, I think. He looked like this. I don't know, he had this weird Super Dave Osborne like kind of costume on, like this Elvis Rhinestone, white Elvis Rhinestone spacesuit with Super Dave kind of colored helmet. Super Dave. Well, I grew up in the 80s and the early 90s, so Super Dave was actually part of the staple that he had a cartoon, and he's retired now. I'm pretty much sure the guy, the Japanese dude, who played Mr. Fuji is dead as well. It's been a while since Super Dave was. They're coming in the 70s by now. So, the early 70s. The Queen finally died. After all these years, the Queen was in this stellar health, actually, back in the 70s when they first started filming. Or back in the 70s. Like in 2017, 16, when we started filming these kind of stunts. So Lucky Rook, talking about stunts. Well, still working on the garden, still working on the old yard. I started filming only because I was doing an environmental project and I wanted to film myself doing some kind of yard work and cleaning up the. I kind of grew up from there, you know. I figured might as well join the whole team killing, cyberbullying, gaming kind of community, and somehow kind of blossomed into this. I think the shower show, I think that trend of that is starting to end though. I haven't seen any weird shower vlogs. Okay, so I did manage to work over at, no, actually no, 2021, 2020, 2021, they kind of locked this all down. I didn't manage to go to the blood clinic donation when things were slowly opening up. But the place was still pretty much downtown was pretty much like a cemetery. It was just pretty quiet. They had the buses, right? Buses were pretty much empty. Those were for only essential workers. So only essential workers could get out. Could go out during the COVID times. Trudeau gave us some Trudeau so-called, my dad called it Trudeau money, but the CERB and the CERNs and all these other things to help us tie us through. But here's a spectacular story. My the person, the handler of us, of our group home, the social worker of our group home, they take turns, like I mentioned in the other videos as well. She said she was on vacation back in 2019. That's when she did a really super long one, and that's my last year of school. Well, the second last year of school, anyways. and before everything just locked down. So what happened was, she told me she was on a cruise, and she told me she was on a cruise, and there was a group of, so what time left? What the fuck? Yeah, it's no time. She told me she was on a cruise, and there's a whole group of Australian elders from Australia who were sick or something. As soon as they embarked, the whole ship got sick. The whole ship got infected. And the ship just they did some basic quarantine. Maybe the ship enacted some not quarantine, but super sanitary rules, like every surface getting cleaned with alcohol rubs, telling us to wash our hands and stuff, because they just thought it's just a regular cold kind of thing. Boomers, that'll happen to boomers. Actually, that'll happen to boomers because they have a lower immune system. That's why boomers are actually getting hit hard by this stuff, because of their immune system, and because the immune system, not like teenagers or teenagers, kids especially. The flu, right? Flu-like symptoms. So this is before the real lockdown happened. This is like they just thought that, like I said, it's just a rash of just elders getting sick, which is just normal, right? So what happened was, more and more elders got sick from Australia. So you got to wonder, is it really the Chinese who are spreading this, or was it the Australians? This was actually right before COVID. So kind of spooky, kind of is a controversial kind of not controversy, but kind of a conspiracy theory right there. And perhaps there was a Captain Trips, like on the stand, where some grad student who hates humans decided to go from city to city to city to spread this shit, and Wuhan has to happen to be one of the hotspots for it, right? So that's that. There was no Halloween filming because there was no Halloween back in 2020, 2021. Things were slowly opening up, but still things were pretty much calmed down. Not calmed down, but closed up still, like semi, like thawing out, you know. And then 2022, which is now, there's way more opening up, and of course there's this fluctuations of the small little mini spikes that are 1/2 of whatever was 2021, 2020s. 2020s being the peak of the experience. Attacks on Asians go up. Also, xenophobia, which was built upon xenophobia, which was actually built upon xenophobia, Asian phobia, back in the 90s, and this is just a real shit show, a shit show of escalating tensions. So here's my grandpa's old shaver. I think you've seen it before. I have a funny quirk that I think these things are animated. You know, might as well. I mean, they use aluminum to make the blades and stuff, and Now this thing only has one blade. I lost the other blade accidentally. It got lost in the when I was trying to sharpen it during the old bottle collecting days, early stage, 2017, 18, roughly 18. But still, even with one blade, this thing does cut things more cleanly than the Phillips one. Sometimes you gotta give it a little wet too. The stone is too dry, oh Liza, the stone is too dry, the stone is too dry, Liza. Okay. Nothing much has changed. I told you I cleaned up the fan finally. Remember back then, it was making some kind of really rusted, clogged up sound. So now it's just purring like a kitten, making this woo sound. No longer has a little tail, little dust bunny hanging from it. I opened it up and it was like really caked in there. So because this didn't take this dirt is actually a few decades old, like maybe 5 years or so old, because you don't really empty that one out too soon. So instead you kind of want to. Yeah, the other shower room actually has the shower head that gets fan that gets cleaned out every 2 years. Also cleaned the one downstairs, but I didn't film it though. So unfortunately, I just didn't think I had any more film on this camera, film space in this camera. Came back from a trip from Japan, so I got to empty out those photos, and there'll be more photos to record. So the thing I'm actually using the backup SD. But I'm thinking of actually giving up that old SD and getting one that has more memory, so I can just keep on posting to my heart's content. I won't have to worry. Maybe one of those terabyte ones. I think you see I'm posting much less on the YouTube games or on the Sklone games because, like I said, it's a memory issue. My hard drive, the portable hard drive, the disc one, the solid state one, is actually starting to make clicky sounds. After about 10 years of sounds, 6 years of sounds, it's starting to make little clicky sounds. So actually for 6 years, that's pretty good. I have all my old porn, my old assignments on it, my old plans, journal entries, old photos, old videos. Yeah, I'm planning to get another. I'm not even going to bother compressing anything. Maybe I will compress. Maybe I will put everything on and then compress it one more time, and then. But that old hard drive. So try to get yourself try to get yourself a chip hard drive. Only problem is that the space is limited. These disk drives are. It's like these old light bulbs. See, is this hot? That's not hot. It's like these really old light bulbs here. These are the old classic incandescent ones and shiny ones. I think you can see the bottom of it. So that's 2 years of welcome back. 2 years. Welcome back to my life, guys. Like I said, had 2 years of nom fest. I mean, I just mowed down on the pudding and the cheese whiz. I got myself some. I also added some new things too. New items too. I discovered the joy of eclairs. Eclairs, but it's not too good though. Just a little. This is actually a new 2 years ago. This is actually a new stick, new handle. The old handle broke down because these things break down every 2 years. These what's it? Dollar Shave ones. They break down every so often. So I stopped getting Dollar Shave because they're just piling up in the cupboard. So I want to use them up first. Like I said, I want to have a hybrid use. Sometimes I shave with the electric. Sometimes I shave with just this one. I use my I use the old school toothbrush, and I use the electric one. The electric one's being recharged, so every time I do a takeover of the presidential suite, as they call it, the master bedroom belonging to the group home manager, I kind of take it over. No one questions my authority because I'm the most senior one here. I'm also oldest one here, and what else can I say? Well, welcome back to the Wicky Woo show. Oh, Sklone. So everyone kind of banned me. I mean, for these past 2 years, I've really done a really good job of fucking things up for the Sklone and the Nebula. We have a new game called Nebula Kingdoms. Somehow the small group of Sklone players, 50, let's just say roughly a rough number 50, it's less than that, by the way. maybe 40 players, 20 each. 20 each have decided to either split for Nebula Kingdoms or stay with Scone. I play in both worlds. I changed my name through nefarious hacker means. You get a VPN. So you can't really hunt me down. I got to the point where I've upset at this Dank player, that stoner player, Dank, the main psyop there, system op there, or old term, game master there, dungeon master there, and then they kind of banned me. They even implemented some new things just for me. They got rid of the they were experimenting with a system called alliances, where you can join a clan for that round, and you kind of pay double taxes. You kind of contribute funding to that clan leader, to the leader, and they'll buy the usual assortment of add-ons and modifications. You can also do that as sector leader. So there's double. There's two of them. Two taxes you have to pay. But you also have modules for every tick you get a point, and if you can bank up these enough points to acquire more add-ons and more modifications, more buffs, then you make your province super stronger. Dank actually was silly enough to give us two missiles per each type, so I had 6 missiles. So imagine just making another fake account, a throwaway account, a burner account, and you have 12 missiles, then 18 missiles, right? And you can just continue to do that everywhere. So my main method is just firing off a first salvo of missiles to a 600 acre play 600 planet player. They lose pretty much. They get knocked down to pretty much 100 or so acres, and then I just finish them off by doing multiple attacks. And then they actually created a system where if the players did that, if larger players did that, bashed the younger players, they didn't do it for me actually. I'm kind of disappointed, but they kind of did it for other cyber bullies, and the idea is that I'll keep on destroying their land every time a new player comes online. I did that once. I just totally nuked this one player. As soon as he got on, 48 hours later, when the protection ticks go off, boom, it's just gone, and then they know it's me. But I have a real, but now they have a system where they kind of ban me, they ban my accounts. But you know, like I said, I got VPN, so I think I'm gonna do the whole rob thing, and I just keep on making accounts that I can't stop, and every time I'm building something, I'll change out my build order a little so it doesn't look like I'm a total noob player. Like I said, last particular round, no new players came. I really fucking pissed everyone off, and that's why they really got after me. I also do the same thing with Nebula Kingdoms. Nebula Kingdoms is going back to the original Sclone before the augmentations. Kind of think of it as Warcraft Classic. This new rebranding of Warcraft, where the Blizzard knows that, you know, a lot of times we finish our quest, we gotta finish our 10-year quest, questing inside to get a girlfriend or finish whatever project, you know. Maybe we got tired of playing the game over and over again, and with all these new modifications, and then go back to the original classic. And that's Blizzard is also making a remake of their classic games: Diablo, Warcraft, Starcraft, blah 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 blah, Warcraft, and they're making a double tapping, and it's really good. It's really smart actually. Maybe just upgrade a few graphics here and there. Sort of like how George Lucas just modified Star Wars. As you can see in this particular episode, I have less hair. It's because I got my hair cut before my person went back to a trip. She went back to a trip to Alaska, so she's coming back in the next few days. So I'm trying to clean this place out. And I have a whole run to the house actually. That's the reason why I'm able to film these things, and because sometimes other people, they leave for their own vacations, and I'm lucky, you know. There's also maybe 2 or 3 of us left there, because like I said, I'm moving out soon. So we'll be going to a new studio soon. No more of that. We'll probably so kind of enjoy it while you can. Those just kind of the cascading waters and whatnot. So coming up to our 30-minute mark. Thank you for watching our show, and like I said, I gotta start giving blood again, and I'm gonna start giving blood again. And I finally locked down some. I finally found out a new way to really piss off the Scone players. And the thing is, I'm inside your people's heads. I'm inside your heads for some reason. I finally reached that stage where I'm living rent-free inside your head there, Dank. And I don't think Bonzo plays. I don't think Bonzo Beetlejuice played. I think he got a life and decided to quit, which is good. Less Scone players. Scone is totally dying. It's not growing and stagnating. So, and besides, all these other different files, all these different accounts that just mysteriously join up, you know. I mean, I don't know who they are. I mean, you know who they are? I don't know. I just have one account, and I'm not that. I mean, I make an account, they kill it off, and I make another account, and they kill it off. But I really don't have the time to be a Rob, or I don't even have the brains to be a Rob, or Coffee or Tea, or Popo Police, or any other bot. You know, and there's only 5 players. There's only like what 20 players left of Scone. Rob has moved away. Love Stand has moved away. Stop coming there. Just Dank. This at Song Z. Classical name like Song Z. Some new players are coming back, trying to give an experiment. So I hope to give this game a really bad taste in their mouth. Every time a new player comes up, boom. I think that my main. I'm gonna do some totally guerrilla tactics there and just keep on making one account, and just like I said, it's part of my disability, right? I can only have one track mind. And that's why Dank says I'm such a clean player. Is that I play cleanly. So I tried making multiple accounts, but that just totally turned into a gong show. I have to remember passwords. I have to remember all sorts of stuff at the I worry that people might say that, oh, the builds are pretty much the same. Is that Wicky Woo? Oh, Wicky Woo can't be that smart. Only one account, really, actually, because I'm a clean player and I'm a lazy fuck. Yeah, whatever. Like I said, I don't do this. I don't do this for fun anymore. I mean, I don't do this religiously anymore. As for Martin, well, he doesn't, this past 2 years of since graduation, he hasn't really kept in touch with all of us. He only keeps in touch with us free things, free food, free movies, or me loaning him money. So he'll pay me back eventually, I hope. We'll find out in 10 days. And that'll be it. I got my own girlfriend to worry about now. Like I said, we're going to move away to a new house, rent a house maybe in Crapsville, and live there, suck it up and live there while I increase my job. And she's in IT, so hopefully she can stay here long enough to kind of get a PR. Maybe we'll get married, secure her PR, and she goes back to school for a few more years and just upgrades and gets IT jobs. And I mean. And we went to bed for, Christian Weston Chandler. Well, this is another topic, Christian. He's finally gone and done it. Last year, he's gone and finally done it. He sexually assaulted his dementia-ridden mother, dementia mother. And the funny thing is, he actually had a genuine female, of his own peer group, his own peer age, I meant to say, and who really digged his work, not ironically. And I don't know. I bought a medallion off of him, and a few more extra ones because I wanted to sell them. But he didn't produce, so I mean, he took the money and just ran, right, and played Vidya. Also, well, I wasn't really that much of a fan of his artwork. I just wanted the medallions, right? Because there's actually pretty good money in there. The whole Christian cottage industry, and if he actually stood to his guns and started becoming a content creator, he actually would have gotten somewhere. You know, I make content just for fun. Like, I mean, who the hell watches a middle-aged man, a middle-aged fat man with no hair take a shower, right? Indigenous rights, I'm still working with them. I would definitely be going to the IGP very soon. And I also intend to. I also took up a internship kind of like last year, studying nonprofits, trying to find. Okay, this particular program is government. It's private. It's a private industry. It's set in Nova Scotia, but they kind of also get clients of. They also facilitate nonprofit groups and schools involved in upskilling and training, especially new immigrants. Because Canada wants to get more people here, more younger people, especially, to have the SEX, to kind of bump up our population, especially after COVID, especially after the this opiate crisis. Sad thing. The opiate crisis is still raging since 2017-16 when I went back to school. We were making progress actually in 2019, then the whole world just gone to shits. And the Wicky Woo shower shows it's gone to shits as well. And we're trying to rebuild from all of that, but it's really hard because we have mistrust, neighborly mistrust. We're all eyeing each other with the shifty eyeballs. Sloan knows how to hunt me down, so that they got the shifty eyeball. This is an example of shifty eyeballs there. They're all, in fact, they're all scared. They're all scared. Is this a legitimate player? Is he a legitimate player that doesn't know how to play the game, or is he just being Wicky Woo? So that's again me being inside their head, and it's not a healthy place to be inside. It's not, you know, I'm inside taking up a RAM space in their brains, and it's not, and they need the RAM to kind of chill each other off, and I'm not making it easier for them. And when they come here to Scone to play the game, players are leaving. Classical players are leaving. Veteran players are leaving. I'm doing the same thing over at Utopia. Utopia have managed to really knock down, really fuck things up for Utopia, and I hope they'll continue to fuck things up. Utopia keeps on dropping. They're at maybe 1,700 players, 1,800 players. When they first started to do this a few years ago, it was 19, and then before that, before my first exile from that game, I was like 2,500 players, and just going down. I haven't gotten online with one of these newfangled video game systems. And eventually I will. I'll start putting up my Twitch channel. And of course, me living on my own, we finally filming the cooking videos. And you'll see the Wiki world. The backyard still looks good. I'm still a groundskeeper. That's where some of my rent gets paid off, and there's I work as a groundskeeper. And I keep an eye on the other people living here. I have a elderly man. There's an elderly man here, another native elder living in the basement. The bedroom is let's say alcoholic who's recovering. Who's really well recovering. He will be moving out pretty soon. Mostly men, but there's another room that's gonna be for a woman. Just for a woman. She has her own shower. She has she has her own shower. It's like I kind of think of it as a hostel for people like me, right? People who are in recovery, in remission, and I'm in deeper remission, so I actually finished school, and I'm the groundskeeper here, and that's what I do. I don't get paid, but I get less rent, and more privileges, such as using the lay of the house when the people are gone. Sometimes they go up. Sometimes they go up to Edmonton to visit family. They go wherever. The native elder, he goes back to facilitate during the summer. He goes back to facilitate workshops. Ghost River, I think he's the elder there. So he has this place in the city. He works on himself, works on his education here, works on his own personal healing here, and also works with the Indigenous community out there in the city. And then he goes out there, and like I said, with the Martin issue, he's part of that community. He's a recovery, so that's why I kind of help him out sometimes too. But I don't like getting used. I mean, sure he wants to go to Banff eventually, but I don't think I have enough bling for Banff. My clean undies there. But yeah, this is home sweet home. You've seen some other videos where I've done the backyard, I've done for the environmental video and anything else. I'm still going to look for, in the spring, I'm going to look for an internship again once the next round comes in. Plus getting a part-time job so I can help support my girlfriend here. Eventually support her moving back here, and or maybe I have to go up there to Edmonton. Who knows? My dad told me he's helping her get a part-time job with a sushi kitchen. So something not under the table. It's totally legit, but you know it's not part of her job because her English skills are too low. But it's still very legit. You know, it's still a job. Still a job. She'll still be paying taxes, paying CPP, and still living there as a temporary resident until more suitable positions come up, and when I eventually move out of here. Who knows? Maybe I'll be here forever. Maybe I'll clean the fan up again. We're timing ourselves by the fan. Every 2 years, I clean the fan in the other by my bathroom. So, again, we got this. We got the usual. Oh, because this is a different camera. This angle is different. I have to. It's one of those longer Samsung ones where I have to actually lean against the wall. It's got its own little nib at the back. So I think in the social worker world, I continue to volunteer, continue to give blood, and continue to be me, I guess. Oh, here's some soaps I got from the trip from Banff. I ganked the bathroom soaps. And, well, breakfast is calling for me. I got to continue on with NomFest and StudyFest, and, oh, why not? We'll just fucking forgive Martin. Like I said, he's seen some really crazy shit as a residential school survivor. It was a day school though, so he wasn't there for overnight, but he still got some. He still got to see some crazy shit. I was hoping that he was able to. I was hoping that he's going to leave Alberta and move back to Saskatchewan to be a leader in his community, to rebuild his great grandfather's dream. He's from classical leadership. I mean, one of the original founders of that particular band, and band tribe is pretty much the same. Actually, tribe is a universal term for, but the individual band members, are the individual FNs themselves, or relatives of that particular FN, First Nations. For example. It's like calling American an American, but then you have Chicago, you have New York, you have Chicago, you have New York, you have Los Angeles here, and Oregon up there, and Texas down here, and they're American flags on their house, but they also have the city flag, the state flag, the parish, I'm assuming they have the county flag as well, and sort of like that, I don't know. And his family was. He's from that lineage. So I'm also really hoping that what the hell, I'll continue to serve him, but I'll be more discreet though. I mean, I'll just say that either I have it or I don't have it, and I don't have it right now. So this trip to Banff wiped me out. My girlfriend's coming, and her sister was coming too. Her sister might decide to move to Alberta. And if that's the case, I me, her, and her sister might decide to move in together and form a little commune clan of our own. Before like an extended family kind of clan, which is very, very common in Asian families actually. This is one of the reasons why we're so quote unquote rich, is that we have a strong familiar network for the time being, through school or through these transitional periods, where they have the usually the elders. Or the more senior, the oldest cousin or oldest brother, blah, 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 tends to kind of shepherd or steward the family. And then people come in, earn the money, and then it goes into the big giant family pot. And then it's not divvied out, but, well, you can earn your own family. It's very communal, actually. And then that's the exact thing we've got here. And that's what I plan to do also. I plan to get a house of my own with my girlfriend, of course, and maybe adopt 2 kids from Vietnam, have our own kids as well. But also have a few, maybe let an Indigenous elder know if you're here to recover, if you're here to work with the Indigenous culture, and you're here in you need a place to stay, then you're welcome to stay here. I mean, In fact, I plan to get a huge swag load of land, and of good land, and like maybe make it a buffalo ranch for indigenous people to kind of move back there, and part of the land back movement. I was a volunteer with that a few years ago as well, during this whole transitional period time. It was very crazy, I tell you, back in 2020 and 2022. Everything was on fire. We're having race riots. It was back as if we went back in time to the 1930s and stuff. But like I said, 45 minutes is up, so I'll be filming other episodes where I'm babbling about that as well. So it's good to see you guys again, and thank you for watching our show. We're gonna be right back. Needs